was the vision with which Globson Business School was started in 2002?
See, we are primarily a technology company, and I had spent before 2002 most of my time in information technology, and we have dealt with a large number of youngsters. When this technology shift was taking into management, it was a very natural process for us to shift from technology into management. And I had felt personally that there is a huge gap in management education in Eastern India, because Eastern India did produce a lot of technical people. And if there was a branded business school giving the industry connect programs in management education, then there's a huge space for that available. It was with that vision, that thought, Globson Business School was started in 2002.
Thank you, sir. So over the years, how has Globson Business School been different from all the other B schools in Eastern India?
See, Globson Business School is completely different from all the other B schools. That's a starting point, because very fundamental difference between Globson Business School and any other business school, or most of the business schools, is that we come from the industry side. We don't come from the academia side. We are getting from industry into academics, whereas universities and institutions normally get from academics into industry. So I have been a successful or relatively successful professional for last 25 years before I got into education. So there was this industry background and industry experience on sitting on both sides of the table as an executive and also as an entrepreneur. It was that experience which was brought into the management education with the help of academic fraternity which I had to create Globson Business School. So the whole ethos and the fundamental concept of Globson Business School is just the reverse of a typical university or an institution.
Thank you, sir. Tell us something about your unique Learn and Intern program, and how has it evolved over the years?
I don't know how has it evolved. You should ask my students and now the alumni, and you should go and talk to them and find out. But this was an exciting period in my life. And Learn and Intern, the name was coined by me, was one way of connecting myself with my students. Since the professors did not accept me as a teacher, so I had to still get into the students' life, so we use this terminology. What it does is, I use all my industry experience, entrepreneurial experience inside the classroom. One session for about 3 hours every semester with every class I take, and I just help them to open up. Because when we get into education or even at work, we lose ourselves and we become very attentive what others are doing and whether they're watching me, whether I should say this or should say that. Learn and Intern slowly and surely opens you up completely. It enables you to be yourself, ask questions yourself, discover yourself, and from there learn and grow as a successful manager. So I take examples of my own life, I take examples of their life, I take examples of what is making them not do what they should do. For example, I'll give you a quick example. I have said this in my Learn and Intern sessions many times, that if we are all 200 of us sitting in this room and suddenly the lights go off and it's pitch dark, 200 boys and girls and myself, it's pitch dark. Can you just pause for a minute and think what you would do? Different people will respond to this situation differently. There'll be a boy who'll switch on his mobile phone to show light to the girl sitting next to her. There'll be another boy who will scream, or a girl who'll scream because she's scared, or there'll be other people reacting and acting differently. So these are real experiences because you did not know that the light will go off. So in life, it's just that. Life, everything happens without you knowing that that's going to happen. And how do you respond to such situations in life actually determines the stability and the course your life can take in future. So Learn and Intern deals with those things. It also deals with your results. It tells you how you can go from a B minus in your grade to B plus in your grade if you just twist two of your questions differently. And these are very simple things with which students can focus on, can learn on, because ultimately our success lies when a student is successful. If a student is successful, he gets a good job, he does what he wants to do in life, then somewhere the school has been responsible. And that's the method which we do through learn and intern sessions.
Thank you, sir. So I'm sure it was not a very smooth journey. There must have been a lot of challenges as well. Could you share some of those with us?
The challenges are, yes, sure, there are lots of challenges, because the challenges actually come from when people contest what you're doing, or when people say whether this is the way to do it or that is the way to do it. So we faced a lot of challenges, financial, economical, but we have just stayed there. We have not tried to be overwhelmed by environments. Globson Business School has seen bad days, has seen good days, but our focus has always remained with the students' performance after they pass out of the school. I tell this to my students regularly, that try to earn for the company you work. You don't have to worry about your own earnings. Because if you earn for your company, the company will ensure that you earn many times over. So the whole logic of this school was like that. We used to distribute sweets when students used to get jobs, not during convocation. Convocation is just a recognition of what he studied. Getting a job starts his career. To us, that is a lot more exciting, to us as well as to the students. So, this kind of a thing we were first time defining in the industry. We are the first business school to do many such things with the students. So obviously it had challenges. It had challenges because the only source of income this school initially had was the fees, and we didn't want to compromise with our infrastructure. A good infrastructure in a business school means that you are there long term. Why will you invest hugely in an infrastructure if you don't want to be there for a long period of time? So people who start business schools in small buildings or 4-storied houses or this kind of stuff, they are just trying to see how the business works. But people like us who have invested the way we have, and we have totally now today about 40 plus 120, about 160,000 square feet of developed real estate space for a business school. And now with this new campus coming up, the whole thing will completely change hugely. This investment shows that we are here to stay, and we have to do things which makes us here to stay. And to do that in the right way, there are lots of challenges. So we did face a lot of challenges. I've been benefited by very good people around me, and that's how we have withstood the time.
Thank you, sir. End of the day, obviously, placement plays a very pivotal role in any B school. So, how would you talk about the placement at Globson Business School? What makes it different from the other B schools?
Well, placement is not a department in Globson Business School. We have no such department called placement. We have a department called CRP, which is Corporate Relationship Program. Now, these small things like names change the whole outlook of a person. Instead of calling it placement, if you call it a corporate relationship program, it tells that we are here in a relationship with a corporate. Corporate's job is to get good people in their organization. Our job is to give them good people who can be in their organization. So it's a relationship which is a two-way relationship. And that's how we have a team of about, I think, 10 to 11 people who work 12 months round the clock on building these relationships with corporates. So we look at placement as something which should be done. It is not something which we can just do as a small piece of exercise. So it has been intrinsic to us, all the more because we are from the industry, and personally myself and people around me, our own connects in the industry initially laid the foundation of Globson Business School being accepted by the industry. After that, it's been all alumni's doing. And I must tell you, it is the alumni's which has played a significant role in companies coming back to our school to hire more students. Because as the alumni have gone out and done wonderful work, people have come back, companies have come back to us to hire more from our school. So alumni has had a very major role in our placement process.
Thank you, sir. There has been a lot of work about, a lot of talk about you shifting from the Sector 5 campus to Amtala. There must be a reason behind that. Could you please specify the reason?
Oh, it's a dream come true day for us. I mean, who will not aspire to go to a mansion from a 2-bedroom house? Tell me a person who doesn't aspire to do that. So it's been always our dream to build a full-fledged residential campus where professors' quarters will be there, where executive education will have a separate building, where we'll have a 2-storied library, where we'll have huge cafeterias, where we have sports room, billiards room, playroom, and lovely classrooms, and place to walk around, move around, do things around. This was my dream. This was my aspiration. This is the entrepreneurial aspiration and dream with which I've lived my life. And so today, I'm very happy to say that that dream is coming true. So it is not anything else but a dream coming true for us. So we are making that reality now. By July 2015, we'll have our full-fledged residential campus, which will be ready. We've been working on it from 2011. So it's been 4 years now. In this period, we had a transition period. So we had our school here in Salt Lake, which is now becoming completely a skills academy, because please remember, Globsin skills business has come in the meantime in 2011. That has really grown very fast. We have now over 400 centers all over India. There's a lot of content development work, research work going on. So the Salt Lake Center is slowly developing into a high-skilled Globsin Skills Academy and research area for us, including a few classrooms here. But our main business school campus will slowly and surely go to that place where we have built the residential campus now. We are all very excited about it.
But I'm sure you must be aware that critics are, they're criticizing this move from 2 campuses to 1 campus. So how would you comment on that?
I don't want to comment on that, because I think before I comment on that, just list out the number of business schools which has 2 campuses in Calcutta. And then you talk of 1 campus. Because the question of 2 campuses comes only to people who have 2 campuses. We did not have 2 campuses. We had a city campus, which is the place where Globsin Business School was in Salt Lake, which was also a corporate office, which was also a skills training center, which was also our business school. And in this place, I used to feel suffocated that my students don't get a chance to play around. My students don't get a chance to go to a big cafeteria, to move around, have their entire discussion forum, because it's a building. Though it's a very classy building, very sophisticated building, but it's no answer to a campus. So the first day I'm in a position to have a full-fledged campus, we will try and build it there. So that's what we are doing. It's a very natural growth of the company. I'll remind you, we have a statement which is our core being of the company, which is taking people to the next level. Now this, for the first time for us, we are saying that Globsin is taking itself to the next level by having that campus.
Right, thank you, sir. So taking people to the next level. So where does Globsin Business School go from here?
I think we are on our way. We are doing reasonably good work. More alumni get added to our system, more things will happen. We have diversified now. For example, we have this Kalyani Youth Leadership Forum, KYLF, which is built out of Kalyani, which is our social foundation, NGO foundation, which works, the students work for a lot of social work, and that is really growing. We are bringing in alumni into the KYLF. So now we will have a huge community of youngsters who will do social work. On 28th of February, we are having Anandadhara. On 26th and 27th of February, we are having Serendipity. These are all student functions where students become leaders and do community work in the area they are resident. Like Anandadhara is in Amtala, and we are looking into all the residents of Amtala and bringing them out. So a huge amount of work is going on, not only inside classroom, but also outside classroom. And we will combine the two, because if you have to be a good manager, you're empathizing with people, understanding your community, understanding your elderly people, like we work for old age homes, is very, very important if you have to be a successful manager in our space today.
Thank you. So Globsin has recently ventured into EduSkills. So could you throw some light on that?
See, we have always ventured into new things. We brought this technology and management focus together. Now we are trying to bring education and skills together. It's my vision that given 5 to 7 years from now, education and skills will have some kind of a merge wherein applicability of education through skills will be the order of the day. You can't be purely as an education person without being skilled, and you can't be just a skilled person unless you have the adequate education. So you have to merge this space between education and skills, and this is exactly what the government of India is also doing. We have this concept of NVEQF, where they are merging the level 1 to level 9 in skills and level 1 to level 9 in education, and they will create interportability between education and skills. So you can shift from level 5 of education to level 6 of skills. So you are an MBA, but if you have a level 4 qualification on retail management, then you are MBA plus retail specialist. And that is the kind of jobs which will be available to you tomorrow, which will give you a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of strength. So we are creating this edu skills norm. In the first program, there we have tied up with Manpower, which is a $22 billion company in human resource management. And we are doing for HR what we call as Management Apprentice Program. As the name suggests, management is an apprentice as well. So we are trying to mix the HR skills to the management program and having a 2-year program called MAP in HR. Like this, we will have MAP in different segments as the years go by, and we will tie up with different industry people where our students will study for a while in the school, pure academics, and then they will go to the industry and work, and combined they will get their diploma or degrees as the case may be.
Thank you. So Globson is looking ahead at a convergence of education and skills, you say. So how would it affect industry jobs and how would it impact career needs?
Well, that is exactly what the industry wants. Industry do not want pure play education people. Industry wants people who are skilled all right but should be educated, and Globson is actually providing the two. So as you enter the Globson era, as we are seeing, which is the edu skills era, you will be getting best of both the worlds from Globson.